If you truly are an old soul, I can guarantee you struggle with perfection. You have OCD issues, you struggle with making things need to look and be a certain way or else you can't focus. Now, I'm not here dissing you because I'm no different, but I am going to talk you through about what I believe the remedy is for this and where it comes from. Where it comes from is the fact that we have a lot of remembrance in our being coming here. It's part of being an old soul, right? You've done things many times over, or you come with a higher understanding. Not better, not worse. Remember, when I use these words of frequency like higher or describing things that make you look special, you absolutely are, but it's not discrediting other people here. That's just your resonance. Just needed to say that. So when you come with a higher understanding and in that embodiment, we understand that perfect does exist, but in human form it does not. The only perfection that exists in human form is the imperfections of trying to attain such a thing. So what the game's really about here is about presence, not perfection. Hear me out with this. As an old soul, our job is to overcome this and to embody a brand new way. Okay? Now, if you were to, hypothetically speaking, go and stand in a room full of 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, whatever you want, I guarantee you that you'd be a bit of a different cat in there. Maybe not the only different cat, but what the norm is, you wouldn't be. Now, that necessarily wouldn't be because you've got the biggest muscles, or you're the tallest person, or you're the sexiest, or anything that's comes across in a beauty or materialistic type of way. That being said, you could be all those things too, so I'm not saying that's not part of who you are, but I'm speaking from the frequency behind all of these things, right? You would stand out. If you would stand out just by being you, yet you weren't perfect, how would you still stand out? It's because you have a frequency that requires presence. What makes you perfect is your presence. As an old soul, you are supposed to impact other people just by being present, including yourself. The cool thing about being an old soul is everything you do for another, you do for yourself immediately. Now, I know you could say the same for every other person on the planet, and that's true. But the frequency that you're choosing to embody and work with, well, to be honest, you're not even choosing it. You are it. You chose it before you come. But let's cut the shit, right? Remove perfection. I feel you. I know it's hard. I know you probably have OCD issues. I know people probably don't understand the level of detail you go to make things happen. I'll give you a small example. For those who don't know, I've got a big background in music. I've been writing music for 15 years. When I'm creating music, I will get stuck on a millisecond of sound that no one would even know is in the fucking track. And I will get stuck on it for 7 hours, tweaking it so that it just feels right. Now, don't get me wrong. Chasing that element of perfection is probably what creates the genius in certain people around the world. I get it. But if I get stuck on that element of perfection and get stuck in that cyclic loop all the time, I'll never finish the fucking song. So what we need to chase instead of perfection is excellence. Strive for excellence, not perfection. And when you strive for excellence, you can then share that with your presence. This is what allows you to showcase the frequency you have, Sorry for the quick digression on an example that I find difficult with my perfection issues at getting things sounding just right. You'd have your own, I'm sure. But choose to catch yourself in the moment. Am I having a moment of chasing perfection? You know that perfection exists, but not here right now in this realm. But that frequency is supposed to challenge you, to trigger you, to strive for excellence, to be the best possible version of you can be, and hold that frequency as an old soul for others. The game for you moving forward is not about perfection, it is presence. If my hair was like this, and I did this weird looking thing, right? I don't know how weird this looks, but you're still listening, right? Because even though I wasn't looking whatever people may consider to be my best, I had a frequency here. I showed up with presence. I know that's probably a really stupid example I just come up with, but hopefully it makes sense to you. Where are you stopping yourself from showing up? Because it's not perfect yet. It's your presence that's your magic. As an old soul, that's what makes you special. So stop listening to all the outside noise. It's bullshit. Your presence is what matters. Be places. Feel into situations. Lend people your ears. Lend people your wisdom. Just be there. Well, this happens more than you would know. And it's a great testament to this video that when things aren't perfect, to roll with the punches. So I'm grateful for the universal lesson here, because this happens a lot in my life. Here's what it is. Presence over perfection.